What's up, everyone? How you doing? Back with another live stream. Bryson Price here. I'm gonna continue what I did yesterday. I'll link that. I'll put a time card when this video uploads to YouTube. It'll probably be tomorrow before it pops up, but I'm gonna pop it up in the upper corner, and that way you could check out the stream if you didn't get it yesterday, and if you're interested. If you're not interested, it doesn't really matter. But I'll just be building off of what I did yesterday. So if you're interested in learning, how I came up with what I came up with yesterday, then go back and watch that live stream. But if not, I'm gonna play for you right here exactly what I did yesterday. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I plan on making a festival trap drop. I can't say. I think I did something like this maybe like 5 years ago, but it's been a really long time. So bear with me as I stumble through making this drop. And now I'm a lot more experienced now than I was back then, so I think it'll come quicker. But with that said, I don't really know exactly how I want it to sound. So yeah, this will be really interesting today. So let's get into it. I will show you what I did yesterday. So I started something yesterday, but I ended up changing it into something else. So I'll show you what I started out with. And let me get the camera here on Ableton. Oh, hold on a second. I forgot that I turned this way down yesterday when I was talking. I was wondering why it was so soft. I'm sure it was really soft for y'all in the speakers too. Let me just keep it going here. So I came up with a little breakdown here, which I'm going to change, and then an idea for a build-up. And then so that's when it's going to build up there. Turn this down here. Yeah, so that's what I have. And then Randy, you're saying, sorry for my ignorance, but what defines festival trap? Good question. I don't really know the answer, except that it's a certain sound. Like I think it was prominent back in 2014, 2015. It's basically it just has a trap beat, which is like hip hop, but it's not dubstep. It doesn't have those growls like dubstep does. Typically it has like feel good synths in the breakdown. And then in the drop, it's just something that has a lot of sub bass and then some top end synth that I don't know. That's the part I don't know how to explain, except that Carnage does it a lot, and Blair did it in a song that I had here for like my inspiration up here that I was playing yesterday. So something kind of like so yeah, so that kind of sound, and it's not always like that, but it's it just has a lot of hip hop influence, and I hope that answers the question there. So yeah, so now I'm gonna play what I did yesterday, the second version of it, which I like a lot better. So let me play that here. I realized this clap was way too loud. So yeah, that is the basic idea for today, the basic idea that I came up with yesterday, and I'm gonna be building off of that today. So let me just do let me just mark here, like drop. Let me put it way out here just in case I need this for something else. I don't know if I'll have time today. It just depends how fast I work. But if I'm not able to get to it today, tomorrow on this breakdown part, I really want to start it off with a like a synth that builds. There's like a low pass filter that opens up, and I really want the synths to be like plucky, but then kind of open up like how deadmau5 used to do it back in the day, and just something that's really vibrant and beautiful and progressive housey in a way. But yeah, that's the part where I really want to get everything sounding right, and beautiful and open and airy and all that. And then I'm going to hit the build up, and then I want to hit the drop. So before I do all that, I'm going to just try to make up a drop today. And if time permits, then I'll get to that part. But if not, I'll do that tomorrow. So what I'll do here is just say, label this drop. Oops. Drop. And then I'm going to copy over some of the stuff here that I have on this part, like the kick, the snares, and I'm gonna copy over these hi-hats, but I might take some of them out. Let me hear what it sounds like. So I'm definitely going to take out these claps. That's more of like a creating anticipation sort of percussion element. I might keep everything else, but once I get the synths in there for the drop, I might end up reworking some of those elements a little bit. Hey Jake, what's up, man? It's okay, no worries. I mean, I'll be here tomorrow too, so it's no worries that you can't stay long. I just appreciate you tuning in and popping in for a quick second. You don't have to apologize for that. Alright, and then some of my effects, I'm going to put that in here. And I thought I had a reverse crash that I made yesterday. I don't see it here though, so I think right before the drop it would be cool to have like a reverse crash. Like that, and then just have that leading into the drop. And Randy, I'll send you some examples once I get off the stream. I'll send you some examples of what festival trap is. You know, I have some other ones that I can show you. It's kind of an outdated genre, but I've always loved it, and I just create what I like. So yeah, and I feel like I'm gonna do it in a way that it's kind of different from how it was done before, so I think it's all good. Let's see if there's a synth element that I could bring in, just kind of in the background, nothing too crazy, just to give it some space and some air. Let's see what I came up with yesterday. Maybe that, and I'll just have it playing this note here, the same note. I won't have it change for now. It's like a little ARP that I made yesterday. Definitely copied that side chain over. And I'm going to turn that down quite a bit. And I'm also going to add some crowd noise in the background. I feel like that helps set the stage. It gives the sounds something to sit on. So let me look for crowd. This Dirty South kit here, this is from like 2008. That could work if I just loop that. And then definitely want to take an EQ, cut out a substantial amount there. And I'm going to take out that part. I wanted to loop on something that is not like, that doesn't draw attention. So there's like a little part in that crowd where it's like, like that. I'm going to take that out. So cut that out, and then I'll maybe have it pulsing with the beat. That could be good like that. Ideally, like that whistle wouldn't be there, but it might work just because I have it going back to back like that. Let's hear how that sounds, and then you know, if I turn it down, it might not even be noticeable. And I need to fade these clips into each other, like that. That way it's smoother. There's not like a clicking or a popping. And then add the side chain to it. The one I have on the synth, I'll add that same one here. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Usually I just have one long sample to where you can't hear where it's looping, but because this is a drop, that I feel like that adds some intensity. I'll turn it up so you can hear it, but it's not going to be this loud. I mean, maybe it'd be cool if it was that loud. For now, I'm going to turn it down. Jake, you said, have you ever considered making a Discord server for your viewers to come and hang out? No, I haven't. I don't really use Discord, but that's definitely something to consider. I mean, to be real honest, I don't feel like I'm big enough to have, you know, a lot of people that I know to come hang out with each other, because I feel like my following's not is kind of small. I mean, the people who know me, they know me, but yeah, I just don't feel like I'm at that point yet, but it's definitely something to consider for the future. But I like that idea. Yeah, I like that. I think somehow I did this on accident. Here we go. I do this pretty frequently. I do put crowd sounds in the background, but I've never done it like this before, so it's kind of interesting. And Jake, you said check it out. Yeah, man, I will. I will check that out. I'll look into that for sure. I think I'll repeat this one more time, just so that crash isn't hitting so often while I'm working. Just copy and paste this over. and also copy and paste this art over. And I think I'll put a little bit more reverb on this. Like that. Maybe not. I think it's good. All right, Jake. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Let me hear what this sounds like in the drop. I'm going to name these chords pulse. I don't know if I'm going to keep this in here. We'll see. No, I'm not going to put that in there. Let's see what else I got. I like that the thickness of that pluck. Cool. All right. Well, let's get to brainstorming some sounds for this drop. I like the fact that in Ableton 10 you could put groups inside of a group. That makes it really handy. So what I'll do is I'll name these groups. I'll just delete that. And I'm going to put all of these inside of a group and name it intro sounds. And then I will start another group here, and these will be my drop sounds. So let me start off with the serum. And let me just see what kind of presets I have. If I can't find anything, I might just hop onto YouTube and see what kind of tutorials are out there, so I can get some ideas. But let's see what we got here. Oh, I need to put my little processing group on here. It just has a low cut, OTT, saturation, compression, and another EQ there. Just makes it sound louder. Hey Mario, you said I see cymatics in there. Yep, I love cymatics. I'm a big fan of them, and all they do, they've helped me out tremendously as far as improving my production skills. I like that sound. Let me turn that reverb down. And then I'm gonna turn the level down so it stops. Alright, and then I'm gonna add, let's see, I might add some reverb. Actually, let me see if I can repurpose this reverb. I don't like the way they had it. Maybe I'll do it like this. I want it. I'll turn it off for now, and I'll just come up with a basic pattern, and then I can mess with the reverb. I want the reverb to shut off just a little bit after the sound comes, so the reverb opens up and it doesn't linger that long. Alright, I'm gonna put in, I had this idea to put in like a horn sound on that initial drop, so there's like a horn hit. I'm gonna put this one in as a placeholder. I think I've got one in my splice packs. I'm gonna put it in as a placeholder, but my keyboard over here, this has some amazing horns on it, so I'll probably eventually just move them, just take some off of there. So this would be just a placeholder sound. I don't really like that sound, but let's see if there's anything else. I could have sworn I had another one, but I don't know where it is right now, so I'll just use this for now. And it says C, but I don't know if I trust it. Listen. Alright, tuner doesn't tell us anything. Let me put the EQ on it and see what note it is. I think it really is C. I'm going to put Melodyne on it just to be sure and see what Melodyne tells me. Alright, Melodyne says it's in A. I don't know if Melodyne's right though. Let me just pitch this up. So if it's in C, then that means 3 semitones up will give us D sharp, which is what the key of this song is in. Yeah, you're right. You can you can play the note on the piano, but I've got a synth here. I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's hard to hear with the note. It's deceiving, but I just like to do it like that. I'm gonna take your advice, Mario. I'm gonna drag a piano sound in here just to kind of make sure, because I can't really tell if that's the right pitch of the sound that I need. Let me pitch it up. It might help me hear it better. So pitch it up to 12. Oh, I still have Melodyne on it. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely in C. So yeah, thanks for that tip, Mario. I do think it's easier to hear when it's pitched up though. So I'm gonna put it up 3 semitones, and that will give so it'll go from C to D sharp, which is what the key is in. And then I want it reversing, and like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this sound, but it's just a placeholder for now. I like to cut off the sound leading into the drop just right before it hits. I think it helps it. It makes it seem like it's hitting harder. And then I'm going to put the sidechain on that group sound as well. Just put it right here. I might have this sidechain end like right on the grid there. Just change this up a little bit here. Changing up the sidechain. Alright, back to the sounds here. I remember I followed this tutorial on HeRobust. Let me see if it's in here. I have a little section here, YouTube random. I don't see it in here though. Oh, maybe it's a cymatics tutorial that they did. But that's kind of... Oh, I think it's in here. This is it right here. That's the sound. I followed this tutorial a while back. It's a cool sound. I do want to change the pitch on that though. Let me see if I could, I'm going to route this to the master tune, LFO3, and let me see what kind of sound I can come up with here. So on the master tune, I'm going to change it to 19, and that in Serum 19 equals 24 semitones. wondering where the reverb was coming from. It's because I put this here. I want to get just a basic pattern down that I could build off of. That kind of sounded cool. Hey JC, what's up, man? If you're just now tuning in, I'm creating a drop. Just trying to create like a little skeleton that I can build off of. Mainly, what I want to achieve right here with this is creating the rhythm for the sound. The sound's not going to be there, the pitch might not be there, but I'm trying to create a basic rhythm I can build off of. Alright, and then now I'm going to change the speed. I like that rhythm there. I'm going to change the speed of this here. What I might do here is actually, I haven't really done this before, but I saw this on a preset. Somebody took the mod tool, or a macro knob, and they mapped it just within the rates that they planned on using. So here, I think the max I'll go is probably 32. The least I'll go is probably half. So I'll probably just move this to half and then this up to 32 like that. And that way, when I move this thing here, it'll just move within those parameters, and then I won't have to worry about it going way too low, and it'll just make things a lot easier. So let me configure that into here and put this into my track. Hey JC, you said another one of those smashes right at the beginning after the first would sound cool. Yeah, I agree, man. If you're I don't think you were here whenever I said this, but I'm gonna use I'm gonna use this keyboard over here. This has some crazy like just horn sounds, string sounds, all that. I'm going to preview those for you in a little bit, but I just wanted to create like a little placeholder for what I'm doing. So it sounds really thin right now, but I'm definitely going to make it fatter. I just don't want to spend the time to make it fat right now. I just want to keep it moving, create a basic structure, and then fill it out from there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree for sure. All right. So right now, I'm just going to go on about changing the speed of the LFO tool. So this is the speed that we had going. I'm going to set that as my base level. Oh, there we go. Alright, and then I'm going to make it quicker here and see what that sounds like. I'm just going to mess around with it here. And I'll make this slow here. Let me see if I can draw it out a little bit. make this faster. Copy this here. Copy the speed, the quick speed here, and put it here. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to make it work. It's not where I want it yet, but getting there. I'm gonna put this part on the second half. I just want to, like I said before, I just want to create a basic skeleton. I don't want to fill in too many of the gaps. I could come back and fill those later, but I need like a basic driving rhythm, you know? Yeah, this part right here, this is a lot of trial and error. You know, I don't really know exactly how I want it to sound. Although this morning, I did get an idea in my head for it to kind of sound like this, which is weird because I usually don't get ideas in my head like that. I usually have to hear something and then I take it, flip it into something else. But with this, I envisioned something like this. But I don't know exactly how I want it to sound, so I'm just messing around until it sounds right. Hey Mario, you said make it jump 2 octaves. Yeah, I like that idea. I do. I was thinking the same thing actually. So this would be the spot to do it, you know, something kind of like this. Let me see if I could do it with the pitch bend. Although with the pitch bend, it'll only be 1 octave. But I can always adjust it in Serum. The only bad thing about messing with the pitch bend, and I don't know if there's a fix for this or not, is that it then affects the pitch of the next thing that plays. I've noticed if I do this, if I don't let it end on the pitch bend, you know, like leave a little bit of gap there, it doesn't do that. Yes, sir. And JC, you said every time I tune into your streams, I'm always headbanging. I appreciate that, man. I'm just doing what I love. I think it would be cool with an having it pitch up even more, but yeah, let me just go ahead and copy another Serum over. Like this, and then I'll deactivate that. I'm gonna open up Serum, and then I'm going to map this to LFO4. I'm gonna map it to the master tune, and I'm going to turn this to 9 semitones, which is equal to 12 semitones. Or sorry, I'm turning the amount to 9. Oh, actually, I think you can just put 12 ST. Yeah, you could, as long as you just type in ST, I believe it reads it and changes it to the right setting. So I think you could do that too. And then I'm going to pitch this up. So without it, it sounds like this. With it, it sounds like... Yeah, I like that. Yes, sir. Alright, I'm gonna see what... So now that I got that basic idea down, I'm gonna see what other sounds I can mess around with and just kind of just brainstorm, really. Let me copy this exact sound there. And I'm gonna mute what I have so far. And let me just mess with the sound. I might bring in that original sound. Take off the reverb for now. Now that I have that basic idea, I think it would be cool if I routed the LFO the same way. So I'm gonna do what I did on that last one. Take LFO 3. Make it, I think I had 19. I'll put it to 24 semitones. And then let's see what that sounds like. I don't know, that might be a little bit crazy, but let's see. Oh, and then I have to create this little macro, the macro tool again. I didn't do that. So put this over here. Like that. Okay. Let me see what that sounds like now. That sounds kind of crazy. Colin, what's up, man? How you doing? Maybe sync this to BPM. I'm gonna redo this just a little bit here. Yeah, that's right now. It was going a little bit too fast, so go back to this sound. I might just save that as a cool variation. And then I'm going to mute that and then keep it moving. Just drag another serum down and see what else I could do to the sound here. And let's see what it sounds like if I bring the pitch down. Cool, man. Just grind it out. I appreciate you being here. Now let me see what it sounds like if I bring in some of that that reverb. I'm gonna go back to this one. So I'm gonna automate the reverb in, and I'm going to use what am I gonna use? I suppose I could just use the Ableton reverb for now. Just gonna automate that in there. I don't like the sound of that. There is this bass clef washout that I really like. I think it's, yeah, this one. It just has a bunch of effects in it. It's something I downloaded. I like the way this sounds here. So I'm going to just copy that up and, or sorry, drag that up. Just trial and error until I get it sounding right. And Colin, just to go back to what you're saying, you said you're working. I feel like this is the perfect thing to throw on when you're working because it's pretty slow paced, you know, like with a regular YouTube video, it's like the edits are so quick that you can't work and, you know, keep up at the same time. But like I like listening to just like different kinds of like news or like just people talking about stuff on YouTube when I'm doing chores and stuff, but I can't really sit down and watch like a quick producer recap, you know, that's like a video that's like 6 to 10 minutes long because it's so quick. But this sort of thing, like live, is perfect to listen to when you're just doing something else. Alright, now, so that's like the tail reverb of the sound. Now I feel like I need something that kind of puts the sound in its own space. Let me see if I can attempt something like that. I really like Reflector, if you've ever heard of that. It's in Guitar Rig. And then I've got, oh, I forgot, I need to set my IR path because I haven't used this since I updated my computer. Now I don't remember where my IR folder is. Okay, So I'm not going to use this right now. I need to fix that at some point. What I'm going to do is grab these Melda effects, Melda production, and I think they got a convolution reverb here. Yeah, I'm going to see what this sounds like. Stev, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for coming back. Yeah, I'm just working on the drop right now. I don't have anything I'm super pleased with yet, but you know, I'm getting there. Just trial and error until something kind of sticks, and then I move with that. And Colin, you said, yeah, it keeps my mind amused. I feel you, man. Alright. So I loaded this one in there. I've never used this reverb before, but I like Melda's stuff, though. Oh, I like the sound of that. So with it and then without it. Yeah, I like the sound of that. And then what I'm going to do is, as the sound reaches the end of the MIDI note, I'm going to automate this. Where is it? Oh, sorry, wrong plugin. I'm going to automate the dry wet. Oh, it's already there. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to automate the dry wet so that it goes down to 0. Like that. Yeah, I like the sound of that there. And then I may have another sound in this spot here. We'll see. So I'm gonna drag another reverb in here and just see what these other presets sound like. Maybe I'll change it to that one for now. And let me see what it sounds like if I layer another reverb in there. Let me see what another one of these Ableton ones would sound like. I typically don't like Ableton reverbs that much. I'll just keep it like that for now. And then I'm going to mess around with some different presets. I'm going to try to keep that same pattern. It's tough because I got so many automations going here. But I just copied and pasted that. And let me just mess around with this preset and see what else I can make. Hey Mario, you said and then parallel compress. No, I'm not gonna do that. Honestly, I don't like parallel compressing like two different um, stacks of something on top of each other. I haven't ever got it to sound right. I think it always just sounds better if you layer in an appropriate sound that complements that sound. Because with OTT, you're just smashing it, so it's already compressed. So yeah, that's just how I like doing things. I'm just really brainstorming right now because I don't know if I'm going to use that initial sound, but I like the pattern and I like those reverb effects too. Oops. I accidentally changed the preset. I didn't mean to do that. So let's open this back up. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to drag this over and I'm going to change up the rhythm. Just keep the ideas coming. So I'm going to delete this first half. I'm going to delete this so I don't get confused. And then I'm just going to change the rhythm here. Could be kind of cool to switch it up like that. Something like that. I'm gonna mess around with different sounds here again. Oh, I changed the preset again. I keep getting confused. I keep meaning to change the wavetable and I accidentally hit the preset button. Change the pitch around here. Alright, I'm gonna change the sound up. I've got what I made saved, but I just want to brainstorm some different options, so I'm gonna look and see what else I've got here. Let me open up. I'll open up this here. Let me see what this would sound like if I mess with the pitch on this. That could be kind of cool. LFO to 4 to global master tune. Change this to, let's do 24 semitones. Steve, you said, I really like the sound you're getting with the sine wave on oscillator A and yeah, I agree with you on that. That kind of caught my ear too. It's kind of like that sine wave gives it like I don't know. It's like a nice quality though. I know what you mean on that. And thank you, Mario. I'm gonna drag all of this out here into one note, and I'm gonna see if I can mess with it in Serum. Oh, okay. For some reason that note doesn't hold out. Oh, okay, I know what it is. It's because it's a pluck. And that's how they have the sound here. So I'm gonna change that. And I'm going to change this to trigger. Let me restart. I'm going to turn off the delay for now, maybe a little bit of reverb. Let me just see what I could come up with here. I might end up moving on to the next sound. Alright, I'm going to move on to the next sound. I want to see what it sounds like if I mess with the master tune. Put LFO3, master tune, and then pump this up to 24 semitones. Maybe pump it up all the way. I'm gonna mess with pitching that with Little Ultra Boy. I'm not sure what this is gonna sound like. That kind of sounds cool. I don't know if that's the vibe I want in this song, but it's different though. Thanks, Randy. And then it sounds kind of jumpy. You see how it's like stair-stepping? That sound is like, has a lingering tone to it. That'd be cool if there was like a growl or something right here. Just delete that. And then I'm also going to make the format move along with the pitch. That would be cool if this part had a little deal like that. Yeah, that sounds cool. Maybe right here. Yeah, I agree, man. It definitely has an interesting sound to it, and I wasn't planning on doing something like this, but it might work out. That sound, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but that's pretty annoying. What is it making that sound? I'm not sure exactly what is making that sound. I think it's this here, so for some reason it's making that sound. I'm gonna mute it on this last little part, like this, and also mute it here. I don't want any sound coming into that. So I'm still gonna stack that initial horn sound. I'm gonna get some of these sounds off of my keyboard, but I just wanted to come up with a cool rhythm. So let me see if I can make this sound just a little bit louder, because I feel like it's lacking a little bit. First I'm going to change this. I like putting this on 1 and then this on like 50. Oh, that completely changed the sound. Huh. Oh, there we go. Okay, never mind. That's what I was hearing. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this so I don't get confused. Hey Colin, you said, is anything on 100% feedback? I'm not sure exactly what you meant by that. But then you said, I'm not sure, what is your thoughts on Twisted House genre? And then Colin, you said, I'm not sure I know what Twisted House sounds like. Yeah, I'm not sure what Twisted House sounds like either, but I'd like to hear it though. Now that would be cool if I incorporated some of those other sounds in there. Like that, but just had it following the same pattern. So let me see if I can blend those two together and see what comes out. I think those are the same sounds. Okay, so I'm going to copy this pattern in here and then delete this. And then I'm going to automate this. Let me let's see what that sounds like. Turn off the reverb. Pitch it up. Maybe make this longer. I still don't know what this is going to sound like, but we're going to find out. Mario, you said when the baby comes, it means that the show ends, right? Yeah, that means when the baby comes on, you already know the show's over, because the baby woke up and she likes to eat after she wakes up. And you know, I can't just let her sit there crying, but you know, we're still good right now. I don't know if you can see that. She's sleeping. I got the monitor here. She's sleeping, so we're still good. We still got time. And you said Laidback Luke is known for bringing that in his sets. Okay, I'll have to check that out for sure. I saw something really cool. Laidback Luke is a Christian now. That's awesome. He he was talking about his, he was sharing his testimony on, I think it's called Sidewalk Talk. It's like an EDM interview. It's like a girl. She interviews EDM artists. So I saw that online. That's pretty cool. I like that little stutter. And then I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna put LFO4 to the master tune, just like on the other one. Let's turn this all the way up. I think it froze. I think Serum froze. And I haven't saved it so far. Hopefully Ableton will bring it back. Alright, let's see what happens here. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and shut down. Alright, let's bring it back. Hopefully it saved it. Yes, please recover the work. – 50%, almost there. I think it's gonna be able to restore it. We'll see though. Frozen 2. Let's see what it saved. I don't think it saved that. That sucks. I think I can... Jake, what's up, man? So... No, I didn't have to reboot everything, but what happened was Serum kind of froze up, and it deleted the main sound that I had going that I really liked, but everything else is good. I think I can recreate that though. I think I'll be able to. You said auto-tune installing is so many moving parts. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, Mario. You might have to explain and clarify that for me. So, I think I remember where I got the sound. It was here? No, not there. It was, here. It was in here. And I believe it was a pluck. Yeah, it was that sound. But I'm gonna have to change it up a little bit. I think I routed this to the master tune. Let's see, LFO3. Global master tune. And then I cranked it all the way up. Yeah. But see, it saved everything else that I had. So this altar boy is really changing the sound. It saved that, so that's good. But the problem is, I'm not sure, this thing's not clicking. I might have to redo this here. Let me drag in little alter boy again. And then I'm going to have that pitch. I'm going to have the drive up a little bit, link these, and I'm going to mute that. I might delete it if I can get this working okay. Alright. Alright, that's rough. So I'm just going to do that there. And drag that right there. And let's try it. Let's see. I'll put it on the format also, not just on the pitch. There we go. I'm going to extend this out just a little bit, like that. And then do that for the format also. Maybe put this out this way, like that. There we go. Thank you, JC. And Jake, you said, when will you release the song when it's finished? Yeah, man, if I create something that I am pleased with and it's all finished and everything, I'm definitely going to release it. I have something coming out on Apostle Records really soon, probably in the next month or so. They're just finishing up the artwork for it and all that. So, yeah. So I'll have something released there. And then if I can get something here finished in the meantime, I'll definitely put it out. It'd be cool if there was like a snare stutter here, like, or a growl. I might just mute this for now. I'll keep that there as an idea. And now I can get back to what I was doing before it crashed. So before it crashed, I was looking into stacking the sound. Stacking it with this sound that I had going originally. So I'm going to save this now. Make sure everything's saved. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze this just because there's like an annoying sound that keeps playing when I stop the song. And I'm going to try to stack it with this sound here. Victor, let's see. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. saying it's fire. And you said the... Let's see what you're saying. I've been following DJ's Disciples. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I might have to do like a live stream on DJ's Disciples. That would be cool. And the remix of Blanca is still slaps. I appreciate that, man. I think JC likes that song also. Okay, so let me try to stack that same sound here. And then I'm going to change the macro 3, the master tune, I'm going to drag that all the way up. Maybe not so much. Let's see if I put it to 36 semitones. Maybe 48 semitones. Let me see what that sounds like. Make this longer. Yeah, man, a stream on DJ's Disciples would be cool. Yeah, I kind of like the way those two sounds whenever they're stacked with each other. I just have to drag this out a little bit more. Let's see what an EQ can do here. Let me hear it in context with the intro idea. It'll build up and then I think that'll work. What do y'all think about that? Let's see. You're saying I'm still not sure whether I should go all in on EDM, mainly because I did EDM remixes, but my albums don't really fit into that. So let me give you some advice on that. Um, I honestly don't know where I fit. I love hip hop and I love EDM. I don't really care for the direction EDM is going right now. So I don't know if it really helps you, but I don't know what direction I want to go in. I'm just creating what I like. Um, and then hopefully, my own style will eventually um, come from that, So I don't really have a clear answer for you on that, but I would um, follow the try to create the songs that inspire you, try to recreate the songs that inspire you, and eventually your own style will come from that. That's my advice for you, saying that you don't know whether to go all in on EDM. I wouldn't force yourself to do any one thing. I would just create the genres you like to create, and then take it from there. That's my advice. So this sound would be really cool if I stacked it with a hard hitting percussion sound, something really plucky, but not necessarily like a synth. Something like more of like a tom or like some kind of a plucky percussion sound. So let's see what I could find in my arsenal here. Instead, you said, agreed, great advice. So the only reason why I can give that advice is because I'm currently going through that right now. Um, I am I've been like that for maybe about a year or 2 years now. Maybe about 2 years now. I've been kind of confused on what direction to go in. So I've been creating a little bit of everything. Steven, what's up, man? How are you doing? Yeah, but I wouldn't create a new alias. Personally, I don't understand why people do that, because then you're just starting over. Um, I would just, well, unless you feel like you need a better name. But Gary Vaynerchuk, he's like a social media expert, basically. He always says that the name doesn't really matter too much. That you just need to pick something, not stress about it too much, as long as it's not like something stupid. Just pick a name, go with it, don't think too hard about it, and then focus on building your brand and putting out content. Like, that's his advice. I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be making music here with you guys, and I appreciate you tuning in. And Colin, you said I'm practicing live performance, which is the last thing I wanted to do, but I agreed to do a song in front of my youth. That's awesome, man. I don't really care for performing live, but I do it when I'm asked, just like that. I'm looking for a plucky sound, percussion sound that I could use with that main drop sound. Maybe something like that. So I'm actually going to put this outside of my processing, because I don't need it to be processed with all of my EDM stuff. I'm going to put an EQ on it, cut out the low end. Make it short. And then I gotta figure out what note this is here. It looks like it's C sharp. These two top ones are in a C sharp. But this one seems to be, this part seems to be in A sharp. Cool. So what I'm going to do is pitch it up 2 semitones so that it'll give me D sharp. And then I'm going to drop this part down a little bit and then accent the D sharp area. And then accent that other D sharp area here. And then boost the top end just a little bit. Okay, so this is the original sound, and here's the process sound. Let's see what it sounds like with the beat. So I'm gonna follow that same pattern. You hear how it just makes it punch more? I like that. And then I just don't want that percussion sound to hit when the kick hits, because it's really heavy and then it'll clash with the kick. And I might put an alter buoy on this pluck sound. Let me see how it sounds when I just move the pitch here. Like this. Yeah, that sounds cool. And I'm just moving the formant. That way it changes the tone of the sound, but the pitch remains intact. And then this would sound really cool if I had, with each hit, it kind of goes left and right in the ear a little bit. So the way I like to do this, I don't like using auto pan for sounds that you want loud, because I feel like auto pan, for some reason, it decreases the volume. I don't know why it does that, or maybe I'm just using it wrong, but I like, for things going back and forth that are important, I like to use an audio effect rack, and then I'll just In this case, I'm gonna just set it to 9 because I want it to be really subtle. And then that way I can go left and right in the ears, left and right, and just go and drag it all the way down like that. And then I can always change it if I want. I can always make it more or I can make it less. So that's how I like to do things here. Just gonna copy and paste this now. Alright, I think I got it sorted out there, so now you can hear it. I might make that a little bit more intense. I don't want it going too far in the left and right ears because I don't want it to distract too much. Let me hear what it sounds like if I go a little bit more with it. Hey Jake, you said, do you enjoy remixing well-known songs or enjoy making your own tracks? So the reason why I don't like remixing is because you can't, well, one, you can't monetize it on YouTube. I'm not able to monetize my channel yet, but I want to be able to in the future. But any watch time you get with a remix is, or a song that's like copyrighted, you just can't you can't gain ad revenue on that, so you can't post it on Spotify. That's another reason why. But I don't know if you've heard my Kanye West remix, but that one is probably the last remix I did. So this song right here, I remixed this song. I was really pleased with that, how that came out. But then the other song that I did, the last remix I did was a guy named Gooey Brazil. I remixed it. It's called My Battles. Those are the last two remixes that I did, and that was like 8 months ago. But yeah, that's why, because I can't post it on Spotify, and I can't count the watch time towards my watch time hours. So yeah. Alright, so now that I have a solid idea, I'm going to take some of those sounds off of my keyboard, and yeah, and I want to get some of those horns from my keyboard because this horn is not cutting it. I need something more intense than that. So while I'm getting that set up, I'm going to just play my little intro idea that I had from yesterday just to refresh the memory on it. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like this song. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I don't want it to get copyright flagged. But I think it's this one. It just kind of reminded me of that for some reason. Kind of has similar vibe. Steven, you said, are you going to do videos on Spotify if it becomes open to the public? Yeah. If they would allow something like this, I would definitely do it. Whatever I can do to make, to kind of like put my music out there, I want to do it for sure. You said it's those drum and bass pluck bounce feels. Yeah. Actually I don't know if you caught the beginning of the video, but eventually after I'm done with the drop, I want to have a little breakdown area where Stev, if you're in here, you showed me that Carnage song yesterday. It's called Mora. There's a little breakdown at about 30 seconds where the chords in the chords become like the plucks and the chords are just like spacious and airy. Like that's the kind of thing I want to do in this song also. You could hear it like rising up and then yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Stev, you said, yeah, he starts with that low pass and then it opens up. That's exactly what I want to do on my song and then see how it comes out. But for now, what I'm going to have to do in order to make the the piano work is I'm going to have to mute my mic. So I'm just going to brainstorm some of these sounds here on the keyboard, and you're still going to hear what's coming out of the keyboard, but I'm going to have to actually unplug my mic. Can y'all hear my mic now? I'm back. Let me know if you can hear my mic now. I had to temporarily unplug it so that I could get those sounds off of that keyboard over there. But I think I have enough sounds for now to get me started, and I'm going to start stacking these and panning them and messing around with all the EQs and stuff, and see if I could get these sitting right for like a heavy first initial drop like that. So awesome. Glad to hear it's working again. I have another microphone. It's a little, I don't think I have it here with me. It's somewhere in the house. But anyway, it's a little handheld mic that I can plug in my condenser mic to, and this is the mic I'm using right here. But I have a little mic that I could plug into that. So I'm hoping if I could get two mics going, then I won't have to use my audio interface for my microphone. I could just use it for the keyboard. So I need to try to get that up and running as soon as I can. That way I don't have to keep unplugging the microphone. But let's try this here. Without me even doing anything, I think that sounds way better than what I had. So without this, and then with it, what I'm gonna do here though is start panning these. This one a little bit to the left, not much. This one a little bit to the right. Maybe a little bit more. This one in the center for sure. And then I think I'm going to have this one move from 45 left to 45 right. Just like that. And then I'm going to have this one do the opposite and see what that sounds like. So this one's going to go from 45 right to 45 left. So Randy, if you're still in here, you were asking me yesterday about finishing a song. This is part of it, just doing all the little details that make it sound fat and big. You know, it's kind of boring stuff like panning, you know, but this is part of like finishing a song and making it sound right. I like the way that sounds with these two going opposite directions. I think that sounds pretty good. think I put a little bit of OTT on this. You definitely don't want to overdo that on real instruments because it doesn't sound good when you do. So it takes away a lot of that heavy mid-range, which I want to do some of, but I don't want to overdo that. And then whenever you're recording like real equipment, you gotta make sure not to leave any excess because there's a little bit of noise here. I don't know if you could hear that, but especially like if you're turning the sound up a lot, you can hear it. Like you hear all that noise. So it's actually, I like to throw an OTT on just so I can hear all the noise and know exactly where the cutoff needs to be. Cut those files down. And then also you want to cut out the stuff in the beginning too. And then I might throw like a chorus on the group just to fatten it up a little bit. I don't know if I like the way that sounds. Maybe a hyper dimension tool from Serum. That kind of gives it some width. And then let's see what this reverb sounds like. How about now? Did the microphone cut back on, or is it still messed up? I think it's working now again. Yeah, I think it's because I messed with it and I unplugged my microphone to get those sounds off my keyboard, and so it kind of, when you mess with the live streaming app, it kind of has some problems sometimes when you do that. So cool. But I was saying though that I really like what I made with those horns there. It came out really cool, taking all those sounds off my keyboard and then processing them like this. So the only thing, like, it's like a mixing thing, but I feel like that main drop sound, it needs to be, the volume needs to be turned up a little bit. But I think I won't try to fix that right now. Well, actually, maybe I could. I'll take this out of here. Actually, I'm going to leave that in there. And then I'm going to group this again into another group. And then turn up the volume. Instead of just putting a straight compressor on it, what I'm gonna do is grab a little multi-band splitter and put that on the group. That way I can process the different frequency areas, the different bands, I guess. I have a Camel Crush. I think I'll turn this top end down a little bit. And then I might actually mess with panning this a little bit. So I'm going to unfreeze that. And I'm going to take a utility tool, group it into an audio effect rack, and then map that to the left and the right speaker, or the pan knobs, and I'm going to cut it off at 25. Not going to let it go past 25 left and right. And then I'm going to make this pan on every hit here. Actually, I should have just taken this. I can take what I did on the percussion and just copy it right into here. So I'm going to delete that. paste it into here. And then the only thing I'm going to change is I'm going to make it go opposite from what I had it doing in the percussion one. So all I need to do that would be to move this way and then move this one this way. Now it's going opposite. That sounds good together. Oh man, that sucks that Camel Crush doesn't work for you, because I actually just downloaded it yesterday and I was kind of sad because I didn't know it worked on Catalina. I thought it was a 32-bit plugin, but it's really it can be a 64-bit plugin if you download that. So I was really happy yesterday to know that it works on my system. So yeah, that's a really good one to have, and it's free too. I know Decapitator by Soundtoys is good, but you gotta pay for that one. I think they're running a sale right now though. That's why I froze that sound, because when you play it and then you stop the beat, it makes it lingers like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and freeze that again. But yeah, any feedback, guys, for what I've done so far? Negative or positive feedback or constructive criticism or anything? I really like the way this sounds right here. Just the plucks and that little high-pitched arp. That didn't sound right. Oh, it accidentally, for some reason this got changed. The panning on that was weird. Yeah, I was like, why doesn't that sound right? So alright, that's fine now. Andy, you said, honestly, not much in terms of elements. The only thing is that the perk parts you added in the loud part sounds like it really sounds really dry and doesn't blend well. Yeah, I agree for sure. I think what I need to do on the percussion part, I don't know if you're saying this percussion, but I do need to fix the percussion here. I need to make it pan a little bit more to make it more exciting. But if you're talking about this part, I think I could probably mix it a little bit better and add some more like reverb or something and make it fit a little bit nicer. But you said, I like where it's ended up. I think you've achieved the sound you were going for, and I did like the first lead that you were messing with. Yeah, so I might come back to that too, like that first lead. And yeah, I don't know. I like it, but I feel like I also want to brainstorm some more too, just to see. But clarify for me what you meant on the percussion. Was it the percussion as in this? Or was it the actual, like, the hi-hats, like this stuff here? Oh, okay, the wooden pluck sound. Yeah, I could probably mess with that a little bit more. Now that you say that, I'm going to look into that and see what else I can do to make that sound blend better. Maybe it's just too loud. Maybe it needs a little bit of reverb. But yeah. And then you said, yeah, the one on top. Okay, yeah, so we're on the same page then. Yeah, it is a little bit too loud. I'm going to turn this sound up a little bit here. Let me see what it sounds like if I make these hi-hats go a little bit faster. You said the second orchestra hit's different? Let me see what this sounds like. And then you said want to add the stereotypical so do orchestral hit on the second half of the section. I'm not sure exactly what you meant by that. The stereotypical so do orchestral hit. I'm not sure what you mean on that. You said the solfege? I'm not sure who solfege is. Is that an artist? Just copy and paste this. vocoder on this. Oh, like do. Oh, I see what you mean. Is it kind of like Joyride does it? Is that what you're saying? Like the dun 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 dun, like that. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna do that. That's with the vocoder on it. That has an interesting character. That could be a cool that would be a cool part, putting that in the intro. Let me hear what that would sound like. I don't know if it's gonna sound good or not. I still think that the vocoder is kind of interesting though. Maybe as maybe copying it into a second track, or I don't know. I feel like it's a possibility. Keep this here. That's definitely a possibility. So without it, or maybe I could just use it on that end effect there. But it sounds a lot more clear when I don't use the vocoder. It sounds a lot wider and everything. filter on that so that it kind of starts in the closed position and then opens up. Maybe a little bit of volume automation. Well, actually, let me just turn it up here first. I don't know if I like that. Let's see what a chorus sounds like. Yeah, man, Mario, I agree with that. What would it sound like if I added 2 Ultra Boys? What if I had this one starting up here? Now, it'd be interesting to bounce that to audio and to see exactly how I can edit that, because it sounds really, I don't know how to explain it, but there's a lot of noise in the gaps. So it's a really plucky sound, but if you listen to it, there's a ton of noise in between, which I would like to try to get in there and automate the noise down a little bit so that I could just make the sound cleaner and more plucky and not as just like big all the time. So I want it to get big and I want it to get small when there's silence. I'd like to get in there and manually like turn down the gain in between the gaps just a little bit. cool. I'm gonna freeze that because it makes that weird sound. And it looks like my daughter just woke up. It's time to listen to this back and bring the baby in. When you bring the baby in, you know it's time to start wrapping it up. That's what you said, Mario. So this was the original idea. I think that could still be pretty cool for like a second half of the drop, just like. And then it goes. Yeah, I think that could still work in there. Hey, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. Alright, I'm just gonna listen to all of this one more time. Let's see. Cool, yeah, I like it, guys. I think it's going somewhere. I feel like it's kind of a long time to spend on a drop. Like I've been streaming for it says started. Let me look at my clock here. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours, and I just got this little drop section here. I really like it though, and I think it's almost mixed. It just actually I need sub bass in there, but yeah, I'm pleased with what I've come up with right now, and it took kind of a while to get there, but it's not finished yet. So I still got some work to do, but you said you like how attentive she is. Yeah, she's really happy when she gets up from a nap. So that's it's pleasant. After her nap is when she laughs a lot and all that. So we have fun when she wakes up. But but yeah, overall I like what I did here. I'm gonna be doing this again tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna extend this and make this a part 3. Hey. I don't know if I'll make this a part 3. I may not, or I may start something new tomorrow. I'm not sure. But just stay tuned. I will definitely be live streaming tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. JC, you said nice, man. It sounds real nice, bro. I appreciate that, JC. I like the way it sounds too. I think I'm definitely onto something with this song. The last song I started on live stream where it had like 7 parts. I never finished it because it just got too long and I kept changing it. But I think I'm definitely onto something on this song, and I'm gonna keep going until I finish it. So I don't know if I'll keep going on live stream or not, but we'll see. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. I had a lot of fun today making this. Is that right? Yeah, I had a lot of fun today, so thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.